When 4-H educator Janice Hanna arrived at the Mahoning County Extension Office in 2003, she found a strong traditional 4-H program with more than 1,000 members. But the program's membership was 100% white, far from the county's population as a whole.
So I looked at Youngstown, where there were 24,000 kids of 4-H age, 5 to 18, and the 2000 census said that approximately 44% of those Youngstown residents were African American and 5% of Hispanic descent. So I thought, we better get some 4-H clubs in Youngstown.
Hannah's first step was to ask Youngstown's newly hired community youth director for a meeting.
So reluctantly, I went. I knew nothing about 4-H. I thought it was all horses and pigs, and how could that help involve our children within the inner city. But I went to go see her.
And she was a little skeptical at first that 4-H would be right for her group, but she agreed to take one of her groups of kids and organize it into a 4-H club. So that was how we got started.
She educated me on 4-H, I fell in love, and then together we came into the city, we educated kids, and it has been a wonderful partnership ever since.
With that initial success, 4-H in Youngstown has expanded to 6 clubs with 100 members and 9 leaders. One of those clubs is at a local church, where Carla Hlavic wanted to plant a community garden where abandoned houses had been torn down, and she especially wanted to involve kids, but wasn't sure how.
You can invite kids to come to a project, but unless there's a draw, a little hook, they don't always respond. The hook was 4-H.
Now the 4-H club grows everything from beans to zucchini and gets involved in other 4-H projects too.
I like that you can make new friends and you can learn about like what bugs can be inside of a garden, what bugs cannot be inside of a garden.
Sometimes my allergies make me like sneeze and stuff and I get really irritated with it, but it's fun, so I always come back.
You can do whatever type of project you want. You can get involved in all your favorite activities. I mean, because you can do sports, you can do animals, gardening, designing, writing, photography. You can do whatever you want.
Janice Hanna knew that starting traditional 4-H clubs, as opposed to after-school or school enrichment programs, was what she wanted to do, and the idea has paid off.
The organization is wonderful. The idea of having structured 4-H meetings with children taking leadership roles is really beneficial to them. And the chance to get ribbons and participate in judging is wonderful. That they know that they need to get a project finished and that somebody who is an expert in that field will listen to them talk, that somebody will really listen to what they have to say.
Hannah's advice to other county educators trying to expand to new audiences is to find leaders first.
And if you're talking about starting clubs in urban neighborhoods, I think the best thing to do is locate a key leader in the neighborhoods, usually, as I said, in a community group like a church or a school or other community agency or organization, because they're there. You know they're going to stay there. They're not going to leave after a little time when they get a little frustrated with kids not showing up. You also have an organized group of kids that are there. You know they're going to be there at the meetings. And then from there, word of mouth spreads and your program will grow. But you need to identify those leaders first.
When the clubs were getting started, Hanna applied for grants to pay for project books, camp, and field trips. But now the clubs are self-sustaining.
They're doing their own grant proposal writing. They're doing their own fundraisers like car washes and bake sales, the same as our other 4-H groups do.
And the best part, 4-H is making even more of the best young people better.
But don't be fearful of trying something new and new collaborations. We're always trying to find new programming or invent new programming. Don't invent the wheel. 4-H already has it in place. If you partnership with them, they will help you, and you don't have that tug of war going on.
I'd love for other city leaders, for folks who have city youth, and especially other people from churches, to consider 4-H for their youth groups and especially for their younger children. I think it's a good organized program that is over and above what we can do as a church, but really enhances the whole mission of the church in the city.